So, why the World Joy Movement and why now? I think it starts. So, why the World Joy Movement and why now? I think the simplest way to look at it is to look at our definition of joy first and foremost. And for us, joy is beyond happiness. Joy is the unabashed expression of yourself. To be in a place where you can be so fully and unapologetically yourself that you're able to collaborate, you're able to co create, and you're able to actually relate with people that you know and don't know to create something new consistently every day. Imagine what your life would be like if you're able to walk through life every day, express and enjoy. The opposite of joy for us is suffering. And let's be real, right now, we're in a time when there are a number of people who are suffering. The challenges we have from COVID to healthcare to racial injustice to equity and inclusion to climate change and immigration and beyond, like you name a place, like there's areas where our systems and institutions and the way that things have been, the norms and what the culture that we've accepted are no longer able to stand the test of time. They are failing us as we move forward to a in a more global and more connected world. And as such, it's impacting our individual lives in really personal ways. And counterintuitively, that means that it's also impacting us in ways that were in very universal ways. I found that the more personal something becomes, the more likely it is that we can all actually relate to that experience. And so we're living in these separate realities and struggling to converge on like a shared, no, not common, but a shared vision and a shared truth as well as shared perspectives. And what all this means to me and to all of us here in the movement is that we recognize that we're at a very unique point in human history, what we'll call an inflection point. We have the inflection point trifecta at hand. One, the systems, leadership, and approaches of the past are inadequate to usher us into the next era. They're inadequate to keep up with how things are right now, and they certainly won't be able to keep up with how things will be and go in the next 25 years. Two, technology has brought us closer in proximity, but while we have social media, we haven't really gotten the social technology to let us know how do we relate with people who are so different from us, because we've now expanded beyond our local, highly localized environments to now highly globalized. And we, even within our own countries, we're finding that we are actually quite different in our beliefs and the way that we navigate the world. More, we're different in the experiences that we have had in the world. And there's this third component in the trifecta, which is that the demand for change is upon us. We have an opportunity where people are looking at the rigid systems and the way things have been, and they're calling for change. They're crying for change. They're demanding and they're desiring change. Everything is being questioned and torn down and reimagined. And the last bit about reimagine is really important for us here. We're not about disrupting where things have been. We're not about canceling anything. We're about renewing our hope as people, renewing our vision as humanity, and renewing our connection and relationships with one another. That's what this movement really stands for at its core. And we invite you to come contribute in whatever way you can to help uplift and shape the world towards a more joyful world. You want to play? Let's do this.